Whole story started in 1937 on that coach that you just saw. That coach at that time was part of a work train going out to do work on the line. There were 12 railroad workers on it to do the work. Now a train crew, which is 5 people, engineer, fireman, conductor, and brakeman, that's a different group. They run the train. The workers work at the project, wherever it might be. The fireman from that work crew decided to sneak his girlfriend aboard the train that night for a ride. Totally against the rules, but he did. One of the railroad workers discovered she was aboard. Now, she was a prostitute. She was 15 years old, but she was a very pretty, light strawberry-haired girl. He decided he wanted her. He made a pass at her. Okay? Well, obviously that upset the boyfriend, the fireman. A fight ensued. In fact, it was a brawl between all those people. The railroad worker was stabbed to death. The other guys threw the boyfriend of the fireman off the train and he got killed. He died later. Now the young girl, well, the conductor had to stop the train and restore calm and everything. It was a big brawl. But the young girl, about 30 days later, committed suicide on the train.
That same train?
That you just walked on. Fast forward to last August. Well, a year ago, August. Okay?
2017?
I was doing my narrations on the train. We had just gotten into Silverton. People were getting off the train to go eat lunch. The last person to get off the train was a woman. She came up to me and says, I liked your stories, because I'd told a lot of stories, ghost stories on the train. Told a lot of stories, okay? So, she says, I liked them. Let me introduce myself to you. She gave me her name and says, please do not repeat my name to anybody. I thought that was kind of strange, but when she told me she was a professional clairvoyant, a psychic, that she worked for the FBI in Quantico, Virginia, and helped them solve missing children's cases, yeah, I could understand. She said she was on vacation. And she needed a break because the work was getting to her. Okay. Now, she says, I'd like to go in that coach and see it. Next day she came down, Jeff took her in there. We sat down in the rear portion of the coach, the seats.
Oh, the seat you
She
showed
went
us?
forward. She was up there for a long period of time. We had no idea what was going on. Now understand, she had never heard the story about Kate before. Nobody had ever told it to her, period. She went to the front of the coach, there for over an hour, as later figured out in the hearing. You could tell she was standing up, sitting down, talking. She finally came back to us.
Yeah, in fact,
She said,
Wyatt Earp living in Los Angeles.
I just had a nice conversation with Kate. That floored us.
Wow.
And not knowing anything about Kate or any of the history.
So you hadn't told that story?
No, I didn't even know the story prior to that. Jeff here knew it. I never had told it once on the train. She was able to tell us who Kate's parents were, what their maiden name was, and where they lived. And it all proved to be correct. How in the world would she know that? Think about that. Well, let me continue here. But before she went into that coach, before, it was a couple months before, we get a lot of school groups here. We tour. There was a Catholic school academy from Moab, Utah that came in. Jeff had talked to him. told him about the stories of the ghosts and all that kind of stuff. And Kate, they wanted to go in that coach. Most Protestant groups won't get, they think it's demonized. So he took him in. Now this is Catholic school group. The girls that wear pleated skirts,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, the white shirts. And there were 2 habited nuns and a priest with them. They went in there. He told them the story
In there.
in that coach.
Ooh.
When they were done, Jeff left, walked out to the back platform, and noticed they weren't following him out. Turned around, went back in. Every one of those kids and adults were on their knees praying. They were praying that Kate would be released from purgatory by God. Now, fast forward to the clairvoyant.
Okay.
She came later. One thing she told us when she finished with Kate, she says, by the way, Kate has been released from purgatory.
Ooh.
Figure that one out,
That
folks.
just gave me the chills.
She also says Kate did not commit suicide, she told her. There's a fad at that time. It was like a tea that they boil roots. She drank poison tea by mistake. She didn't mean to do it.
And that's the story.
Now you can go home and think about that.